Hello people of the internet, welcome back to Millennium Edition 56, and today we're going to be talking about the Google Pixel 3a! So for this phone, I ended up paying $499.99. And honestly, this phone has a lot to offer for $499.99. So today I'm going to be telling you why I think this phone is an absolute bargain at $500. In the day and age where you can buy an iPhone XR for $1,000, I'm going to start with my favorite thing about this phone. Fingerprint sensor. Another big thing I love about this phone is the design. The design is extremely clean. It looks really good in black. Now, I wanted white, but that's okay. It's a very clean design, and honestly, the black looks better anyway. So anyway, let's take a look at the front and the sides, the back, and all that stuff. So, in the front, you have a camera. There's your speaker. Now this actually has two speakers, so this is actually stereo. Now I've never had that, and let me tell you, going from a mono speaker from the back to a stereo speaker in the front is truly something, man. Before I bought this phone, I had a Motorola Droid I had one of these Motorola Droids. Yeah, these were cheap POSs, and you can buy them for literally nothing now. And literally, you couldn't hear nothing. Like, you could be in a quiet room and you couldn't hear a thing. This thing can hear the phone more than the TV, so really I'm watching Scotty Kilmer. I'm not really watching Stargate SG-1 on El Rey Network. But anyway, you get what I'm saying. But that also has another function, and it can be an earpiece for calls. So it has two separate volumes on it. That's some pretty interestingly awesome technology, in my opinion. This screen literally goes from here to here. That's pretty cool. Now, if people are talking about bezel-less phones, I think it's a really unintelligent idea, because if you drop a phone that literally has bezels going out to here, you know how many cracks you're gonna get and how much the repair bill is gonna be? Yeah, you're better off with something like this. This is actually a better design, I think. But I guess that's just me. Down here, we have another speaker. We have a microphone on the other one, and we have USB-C. Yes, USB-C. Now, this is actually not very exotic technology anymore, but when it came out, it was actually very exotic. On this side, it may appear that you have nothing, but you actually do have something, because that is where you take out the SIM card when you're done with the phone, in however many years you plan to keep something like this. On the top here, hello, headphone jack. Boy, am I glad to see you again. Now, the biggest problem I have with the $1,000 iPhone XRs and the Google, even the Google Pixel that isn't the 3a, it's just the 3 and it costs more. The biggest problem is they don't have the old analog headphone jack. Now, this is a problem because what if you want to listen to music on wired earbuds? They still sell them at Walmart. You can get them very cheap, and you can hear your music. And not only that, if you're like me and you have an old van and the old van has aux inputs, then you can connect it to the old van and you can listen to music using that. And you don't have to get a Bluetooth dongle or anything stupid like that. Why don't people continue to put 3.5mm headphone jacks on those? I'm guessing for obsolescence reasons, but yeah, I can rant about that another day. Also, you have another microphone. In the back here, you have the camera. This thing can record 4K. Then you have a spotlight right next to it, or you can use it as a flash. Most people use it as both. There's the fingerprint sensor. That actually looks kind of like the iPhone's fingerprint sensor if you look really closely. And the Google logo. That's it. That's all there is to it. Now this thing is actually made out of plastic, but on the back, it's got aluminum or titanium or whatever metal this is. Whatever, it feels good in the hand. Who cares what metal it is? And up here is plastic. Why did they choose to do that? They wanted a clean look. They wanted it to look good. And they surely did a good job of that. So here are the specs. What's the brass tacks? How is it? Now, in my experience, this phone is fast. It's compared to my last phone, compared to any of the phones I've ever owned, this phone is blazingly fast. Like, I can go from app to app in this thing very fast. I can clear. Now, sometimes it'll get bogged down, but that's only if I have 7 apps up and another, and I'm filming or something. Or it only gets bogged down when you actually bog it down. Gaming, I'm not a gamer. I never tried that. It runs latest version of Android 9.0, also known as Pie, and it's one of the smoothest operating systems I've literally ever experienced. Check this out, ladies and gents. Look at that. Look at how buttery that is. You also have the Google stuff reviewing the pulled pork king. Do you want to look at that? No problem. Look at how fast that loaded. This thing is blazingly fast. Now, a lot of that is thanks to the processor. The processor on this thing is actually really solid despite its age and despite how low powered it really is. This is actually one of the best processors I've ever had on a smartphone ever. Look at how smooth this is. It's barely lagging. Now, some people may be sitting there and going, big deal, I own an iPhone XR, that thing's never lagged. For a $500 phone, do you really need an iPhone XR or a Galaxy S10 if this thing is just as fast as those? Now, it might not be a gaming phone, but if you're going for something like just a phone, this is your Huckleberry. It's $500. It will not break anybody's bank unless, of course, you're poor. Let me be honest. This phone is one of the best phones I've ever had.